The most important part at the listing appointment is building trust. Is your listing presentation set up to do just that? Hi, and welcome to IRE TV. I'm Cos Comino from LJ Hooker, and today we're going to talk about how to build trust at the listing presentation. So I've been in sales for 5 years now, and the first 12 months I was missing a lot of business, and what I learnt was I was not gaining enough trust at the listing appointment to get the vendor's approval in order to list their property. So what I found, there's two key points that should be covered at the listing appointment. The first one is case studies. And an example of a case study is going through and giving an example of what you did for a property that you previously sold. So I would sit down with the vendor and explain to them, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I just recently sold this property, and what actually happened with this property was, for example, the owners were chasing 900,000, and during the campaign we took it to auction, and the feedback for that property was 850 to 900, 850 to 900, and on auction day we only got to 880. So the sellers were prepared to then meet the market and sell it for 880. But what I told the seller is, let's hold off. I believe there's more money left in the property. Let's pass it in order to get more money after. So what we did was we passed the property in and we ended up selling it for 928 after. So what I'm doing is I'm gaining trust and showing it's not all about me to get it done on the day, but I'm showing I'm on their side. I give them a case study from start to finish of when we got it on the market, what the seller's expectation was, the feedback on that, and then what we ended up selling it for. A documented case study really does help build trust. With a great testimonial attached, it builds that trust even faster. Because let's be honest, we really only have 2, maybe 3 hours max in front of that potential seller. So we have to utilize our time to the best of our ability. Let's talk about testimonials. Testimonials are basically a review on yourself. How powerful would it be to have all your past clients come into the presentation with you, vouching for you about how great you are? Basically, a cheer squad. Unfortunately, we can't do that. So the next best thing is a written testimonial or a video testimonial. So how I use my testimonials is I have a written testimonial and I go through certain ones that I really believe will connect with the seller. So if they've got a big 2-story and they live in a certain pocket, I'll select a testimonial that's in a similar pocket, similar style house, possibly someone that they might know, because once again, that person can vouch on your behalf and they've already got trust, so that's really powerful. What I do is I get the testimonial from that seller and put it in that case study, so when I'm talking about that whole campaign, I've got the testimonial at the bottom from that seller explaining that Cos was on my side, Cos did everything he can in order to extract top dollar. So it's really showing the vendor, instead of saying, hey, I'm the best agent, I get the best price, blah, 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 all about me, I'm really explaining to them what I did with this property, a case study from start to finish, in order to gain their trust, for them to go, wow, Cos, you really were on that seller's side. What I also do is I get my previous seller to say, I asked for their permission, am I able to get that testimonial, put that in that case study, and if that seller calls you, my potential seller calls you, are you able to give me a wrap? Because what a lot of agents do, they'll grab a testimonial and just say, look, this is what they said about me. But I go one step further and say, this is not just one good example. I'm happy for you to then call them and ask them how I performed. Once you've perfected that case study, along with that testimonial, then your job is to really start building on that. And what I mean by that is having multiple case studies for different situations. A case study for how you will handle a building and pest. A case study on how you'll drag a buyer up. A case study on what you did after an auction in order to get a great result. The more case studies you have, the more confident you're going to be at the appointment. So every situation or seller's situation is different. So when a seller asks you a certain question or, hey, give me an example, you've straight away got that case study ready to go. That will really show that you're on the ball. That will really show that you're proactive, not reactive. When, for example, bad building and pest happens, what you did for that previous property and what you will do for them in order to protect them to get the property sold. What will then happen is the potential vendor will start asking more questions. So what did you do here, Cos? Or what did you do there? What will you do for me in order to do this? And what that shows is you're starting to gain their trust. And once you've got that, you're one step closer to getting the listing. There are many different things to consider when preparing yourself for a listing presentation to gain trust. But by just implementing these 2 points that we've spoken about today, you'll find yourself really gaining trust a lot quicker with your potential vendor. If you'd like any more information on what I've spoken about today, please feel free to contact me. Thank you for watching. I'm Cos Comino and this is IRE TV.